What is the biggest Kurukshetra? What's the biggest battlefield? What's that biggest challenge that people face?
कुरुक्षेत्र यहाँ चलता है, कौरव भी यहाँ और पांडव भी यहाँ, बस श्री कृष्ण को साथ में यहाँ रख लो तो जीत जाएंगे।
वो लाइन है कि जो व्यक्ति ये जान लेता है कि वो स्वयं कुछ नहीं करता, उसी के हाथों को ही महत्व का कार्य हो पाता है। सो आई रियली बिलीव इन दैट I was a medium, I am a medium, and it's actually him doing everything. फालतू में कोई अपना वो प्रेशर और वो सब लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है।
You know, in life, everybody plays multiple roles. I mean, कितने roles सबको play करने पड़ते हैं, उसको हर व्यक्ति वही सोचता है कि मैं सब रोज बैलेंस करके how do I lead a happy life? Because everybody talks of balance, right? Ultimately, so how should one look at leading a balanced life across multiple roles?
स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमें सिखाती है आप रोल पर नहीं, आप सोल पर ध्यान दो। अगर सपोज आपके रोल्स हैं, फादर है एक रोल है, हस्बैंड है एक रोल है, बेटा है एक रोल है, कंपनी के हेड है वो एक रोल है, किसी के फ्रेंड है वो एक रोल है। सो मेनी रोल्स, बट हु इज प्लेइंग द रोल? द सोल इज प्लेइंग द रोल। सो यू डोंट हैव टू थिंक हस्बैंड कैसा होना चाहिए, फादर कैसा होना चाहिए, लीडर कैसे होना चाहिए, नहीं, एक परफेक्ट आत्मा कैसी होनी चाहिए। तो वो प्योरिटी, वो प्यार, वो डिविनिटी, दैट लव, दैट कंपैशन, bring it into every role.
As an actor, I feel like I am mitti and I can be transformed or molded into whatever is expected out of me.
Welcome to another edition of the ThinkRight Podcast, and we have with us here today someone who has become a household name in India, Sourabh Jain. Not only has Sourabh played multiple roles since the age of 19, as a kid in remakes and Parichay and Uttaran, but, has actually entered the homes in India, particularly through all his roles in mythological episodes, most popularly as Lord Krishna, but of course also as Mahadev and Chandragupta, Maurya and many others. So much talent with you, Sourabh, and really you've been able to enter the homes in so many different ways. And I think today's edition of ThinkRight is to make people understand the true Sourabh, behind all of this. Welcome to this podcast. Great to have you here. And of course, we have our ever loving and ever radiant sister Shivani, who will also engage with us in this beautiful conversation of your journey and see how, we can use this as a way to enlighten minds across India, and the world. So a very warm welcome. And let me begin, Sourabh, by asking you a little bit about your journey, and how you got into this space, your early years, and how did that actually build you up to do what you're doing today?
सबसे पहले तो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी हियर। मुझे नहीं पता कि इस पॉडकास्ट से जो लोग एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे कि मैं कितनी गहरी बातें कर सकूं, वो मैं कर पाऊंगा या नहीं, लेकिन मुझे इतना पता है कि जब ये पॉडकास्ट ख़त्म होगा तो दीदी के यहाँ होने से मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी हियर। ऑल्सो आपने एक टर्म बोला माइथोलॉजिकल, बट फॉर स्पेसिफिक शोज, especially when it is about Mahabharata, I like to call it historical. So just for the audience, that is what I feel.
Yeah.
About my childhood, I think बचपन से ही जो संस्कार मेरी माँ ने मुझे दिए हैं, आई थिंक वो मुझे बहुत हेल्प किए हैं। आज तक आई थिंक आई ओ हर एवरीथिंग दैट आई हैव इन माई लाइफ, सो आई गिव all credit to her that whatever I have achieved, it's only because of her that it happened, and I got immense love from her. I still continue to get love from her, and she is my pillar, she is my strength, she is the positivity that people see through me, is all I can say.
Now, I think, the role of a mother, as we always talk, in shaping the future generation is so important. And I know now you're a father, and you and your wife will, take that, on through your children. So I think it's a beautiful way to set yourself up for what you want to, become in life. But, you have we cannot not talk about historical or mythological people you have played, because you've played Lord Krishna, you've played Lord Shiva, you've played Lord Vishnu, which resonates with the heart and pulse of every home in India. Whether it is, through the mother or through the child, life's learnings, so many aspects. How did you come about actually getting these roles? Was there something specific you did, or was it just happened naturally?
एक तो रेगुलर आंसर हो सकता है इसका कि आई वाज इन द फील्ड ऑफ एक्टिंग. आई गॉट अ opportunity to audition for a particular role. I went and I got selected, and that's how I ended up playing them. But there is one more thing जो है मनसा वाचा कर्मणा. ये इस चीज़ पे मैं बहुत मानता हूँ और ये मेरे साथ हुआ है. बिकॉज आई रिमेंबर व्हेन आई वाज इन 11th स्टैंडर्ड हमारे स्कूल में एक बैले हुआ था और उसमें समुद्र मंथन का एक सीन पोर्ट्रे करना था. उसके लिए कुछ लोगों को चुना गया, उनमें से मैं भी था. बट वी डिडंट नो कि हमें कौन सा पात्र या कैरेक्टर मिलेगा. एंड आई सॉ वन अमेजिंग कॉस्ट्यूम there where we were all sitting, and in my mind I was just saying, wow, what a beautiful costume it is, and I really want to be in it. It was very intense, that feeling was. And I was thinking that I'll get to be in that costume. I didn't even know that I'll get that character to play. The costume was the attraction for me. So what happened was that I don't know I should say it or not, but the son of the principal got the role which wore that costume that time, and that was the role of Vishnu ji. And later on, the first costume drama that I did was playing Vishnu. So that's how I think I correlate to it, that when I was in 11th standard, I had no idea that what character was that. I just saw the costume and I wanted to be in it. And then later on, I ended up playing that character.
So playing the role of Vishnu, right, when you got into that character, you got into that costume, and when you look at yourself today, how did that impact you, change you, shape you? Has it in any way? Or you've treated it more like an acting role?
Actually, both the things. Professionally and also personally. I think उससे पहले मैंने काफ़ी shows किए थे, fiction shows किए, and variety of roles that I did. But once I started playing Vishnu's role, specifically in a serial called Mahadev, I played Vishnu's role. And वो play करके जो एक satisfaction मिलती है ना, not only as an actor but as a person, that you have to be in one state, in the state of like, that there is no halchal around. So set पे क्या होता है, we all know that when we shoot, there are disturbances, there are people around you, there are people who are, right in front of you. But when I used to do those roles or do that particular role, कोई हलचल ही नहीं होती थी. मतलब it used to feel so peaceful.
So you have a calm mind, you continue to carry that?
ये तो I think मेरी माँ और मेरी बीवी ज़्यादा बेटर बता पाएंगे.
फिर भी आपको क्या लगता है?
आई थिंक मैं उस स्टेट में हूँ जहाँ पे मुझे पता है कि मेरा इमोशन क्या है. दैट आई नो व्हाट आई एम फीलिंग एंड आई एम अवेयर ऑफ माई स्टेट ऑफ माइंड. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स आई कैन से दैट आई एम मोर ऑन अ कामर साइड. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर कोई सिचुएशन होती है तो आई डोंट गेट एंग्री or I don't feel other emotions. I do feel. But when I'm feeling those emotions, I'm aware of that sthiti, in state. That state.
Yeah. So how important is it to have the word we're calling calm mind, right? Because somewhere, as Sourabh is saying, when he's playing that role, he also finds everything around him feeling more calm, not only yourself. So how important is it to have a calm mind, and really what does that impact on people around?
The word he used was sthiti. So sthiti means man ki sthiti, state of mind. So the state of mind maybe outside might not be all calm, ना, वो तो जो set पे हो रहा है वो तो होता ही होगा वो सारा कुछ. Untouched by what is happening outside, because जब आप एक तो उनकी nature भी है उस तरह से अगर, और दूसरा when you are playing that role, सो यू आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट दैट कैरेक्टर विद इन यू ना. तो वो कैरेक्टर की संस्कार क्या है? देवी देवताओं की महिमा में हम कहते हैं 16 कला संपन्न, संपूर्ण, निर्विकारी, मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम, विच मीन्स अ परफेक्ट डिवाइन सोल. दैट इज द स्थिति. मतलब एक ट्रेस भी, कोई एक वेस्ट थॉट भी, नेगेटिव थॉट नहीं, वेस्ट मतलब 22 का एक ट्रेस भी नहीं. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना 16 आने सच्ची बात, मतलब इसमें ना एक इतना भी कुछ मिलावट नहीं है. तो उनके लिए कहते हैं 16 कला संपूर्ण, संपूर्ण, निर्विकारी, मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम. दैट इज द स्थिति. तो वो रोल जब प्ले कर रहे हैं तो स्थिति तो एक तो वो रोल प्ले करने की भी जो अब एक वो होती होगी कि हम वो रोल प्ले करें, तो वी हैव टू बी इन दैट स्थिति. यू कांट प्ले अ रोल अदरवाइज, आप कर नहीं सकेंगे. बट लेकिन वो सहज होने लगता है जब आप वो कर रहे हो, क्योंकि आप ना, हाँ मैं ये हूँ, हम ये नहीं कहते मैं ये रोल प्ले कर रहा हूँ, मैं ये हूँ. अफर्मेशन बनेगी ना, ये भी तो एक अफर्मेशन बनेगी, मैं ये हूँ. तो वो स्थिति में अपने आप उस चीज़ का बल भी मिलता है, आपकी अवेयरनेस भी आती है. अच्छा, फिर जो स्क्रिप्ट होगा उसमें हर वर्ड कैसा होगा? दोज विल बी द हाईएस्ट एनर्जी वर्ड्स ना. ज्ञान के शब्द है, वो हाई एनर्जी वर्ड्स हैं. तो इतनी बार पहले वो स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ो, फिर उसको रिपीट करो, फिर आप उसको डायलॉग्स को याद करो, फिर आप उसको बोलो. आप हर बार व्हाट आर यू रिपीटिंग? आप उच्चारण किस चीज़ का कर रहे हो? हाई एनर्जी वर्ड्स. तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो वाइब्रेशन तो आपके ऊपर क्रिएट होनी है. नहीं क्रिएट हो नहीं सकता. नहीं क्रिएट हो तो वो तो हो नहीं सकता. लेकिन अब सिर्फ इसमें से ये सीखना है कि जब हम वो प्ले कर रहे हैं तो he said I was calm and untouched. मतलब हम सब कर सकते हैं, हम ये सब कर सकते हैं. वो हमारे में से ही एक है ना. बट हम भी ना ये कर सकते हैं ना कि हम ये सोचें कि मैं वो डिवाइन बीइंग हूँ. ऐसा ही से अफर्मेशन, आई एम अ सत्युगी डिवाइन सोल. ये कॉन्शियसनेस क्रिएट करें कि आई एम दैट, एंड देन स्टार्ट वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स दैट काम माइंड. काम माइंड मीन्स नो क्लटर, कोई वेस्ट थॉट्स नहीं, कोई नेगेटिव थॉट्स नहीं, यहाँ शोर नहीं, यहाँ स्थिरता. दैट इज दैट स्थिति, काम माइंड. जैसे पानी होता है ना, काम, तो फिर नीचे के जो ज्वेल्स होते हैं ना वो दिखाई देते हैं. दैट इज व्हेन इंट्यूशन वर्क्स, दैट इज व्हेन क्रिएटिविटी कम्स इन. काम माइंड. तो वो हम भी कर सकते हैं, सब कर सकते हैं.
That's the power, right? Everyone says there is that, God within. If we wear the right costume and do the right things, it will happen. But in life, everybody plays multiple roles. I mean, कितने roles सबको play करने पड़ते हैं. उसको हर व्यक्ति वही सोचता है कि मैं सब roles balance करके how do I lead a happy life? Because everybody talks of balance, right? Ultimately, so how should one look at leading a balanced life across multiple roles?
स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमें सिखाती है आप रोल पर नहीं, आप सोल पर ध्यान दो. तो अगर सपोज आपके रोल्स हैं, फादर है एक रोल है, हस्बैंड है एक रोल है, बेटा है एक रोल है, कंपनी के हेड है वो एक रोल है, किसी के फ्रेंड है वो एक रोल है. सो मेनी रोल्स, बट हु इज प्लेइंग द रोल? द सोल इज प्लेइंग द रोल. सो यू डोंट हैव टू थिंक हस्बैंड कैसा होना चाहिए, फादर कैसा होना चाहिए, लीडर कैसे होना चाहिए. नहीं, एक परफेक्ट आत्मा कैसी होनी चाहिए. तो वो प्योरिटी, वो प्यार, वो डिविनिटी, दैट लव, दैट कंपैशन, bring it into every role. Just bring it into every role. So you don't have to keep changing according to the role. You don't have to change according to the role. Your sanskar, your guna, your karam, that's going to come into every role. So don't groom for the role. Groom the soul and then look how every role will be played to perfection. Automatically. नहीं, just actor perfect होना चाहिए, वो तो कोई भी रोल प्ले कर लेगा उसके बाद.
आपने while you have played a lot of these, historical or deity-like roles, you've also played negative roles, right? So how, when you're playing those roles, how does it feel अभी आपको कैसे लगता है after playing that? Do you feel there is a difference, or you play that professionally as a role, and do you think you're good at that? I mean, how do you look at it?
I think good or bad, I think audience can tell better.
हाँ, नहीं, but आपको खुद भी होगा ना कि आपका performance कैसे रहा उसमें.
नहीं, वो roles करना is a challenge for an actor, and especially for somebody like me who has been accepted in a particular kind of role.
Correct.
So that is challenging, and I do that any kind of role that I get, even negative, with full honesty is what I can say. मतलब उसमें मुझे हिचक नहीं होती कि मैंने एक ऐसा रोल प्ले किया है तो मैं ये नहीं कर सकता. तो आई थिंक वहाँ पे if I can say a right word, I don't have that ego कि I have done something like this, so I cannot be like this. I think as an actor, I feel like I am mitti and I can be transformed or molded into whatever is expected out of me.
Absolutely. वो तो है, because that is on a good actor ना. गुड एक्टर तो वही होगा. अगर हम कहेंगे नहीं कि अब तो ये दूसरे तरह का रोल ही प्ले नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि फिर तो एक्टर
पर क्या होता है ना, बिकॉज यू हैव प्लेड पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ रोल्स दैट हैव अ लार्ज इन्फ्लुएंस ऑन पीपल, यू नो, योर एक्सेप्टेंस और योर एक्सपेक्टेशन आल्सो फ्रॉम पीपल गो अप वेरी डिफरेंटली. आई एम श्योर you must be facing आप कहाँ जा रहे हो, yeah, people must be coming to you.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते, आप अपना कर्म करिए और कुछ भी आप expectations मत रखिए, is what I believe in.
Yeah. No, I understand, but what are some of the stories that people tell you when they see you, you know, in real life, and when they meet you or they hear you? क्या बोलते हैं आपका impact क्या हुआ है लोगों पे through the roles you have played, particularly the deity kind of roles?
Generally, though, I can just say one thing, that I've got immense love from people. Immense love. I can't pinpoint one from the another. लेकिन बहुत बहुत प्यार मिला है और अभी तक मिल रहा है, और इसको मैं एज अ ब्लेसिंग देखता हूँ. इट्स अ ब्लेसिंग, एंड आई कैन जस्ट से दैट आई वाज जस्ट अ मीडियम थ्रू विच पीपल सॉ कृष्ण भगवान, श्री कृष्ण भगवान. तो मेरे लिए बस यही है कि थैंकफुली मैंने अपनी तरफ से पूरी ऑनेस्टी के साथ वो पात्र निभाया, एक मीडियम बना, और लोगों का बहुत बहुत प्यार और स्नेह मिल रहा है. सो उसके लिए मैं हमेशा शुक्राना करता हूँ.
Is this his karma that has made him play these roles?
What else can it be? हर चीज़ जो हमारे पास आ रही है, everything that's coming into my life is a consequence of my karma only, ना, whether it's karma in this lifetime or whether it's karma in a previous lifetime. karma तो हमारे साथ चल ही रहा है ना बार बार. So of course it is his karma, but one is a return of a past karma, and the other is the beauty of his present karma. So to play that role in which people don't see you the person, but start seeing the divine power, uske liye he will have to surrender his mapan completely. When the I will get surrendered, na, मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, that is not there, because you may wear the costume. ठीक है, आपने वो costume पहन लिया, आपने लाइंस भी बोली, आपने इमोट भी अच्छा किया हुआ, एक्सप्रेशन भी लाया, बट अगर आपकी कॉन्शियसनेस में है आई एम डूइंग दिस ना, देन वी विल बी एबल टू सी यू. वी विल बी एबल टू सी यू. बट इफ यू जस्ट सरेंडर दैट आई एंड से आई एम नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग, आई एम बीइंग यूज्ड, देन वी कैन नॉट सी यू. मतलब व्हाट हैज स्पेसिफिकली हैपेंड विद श्री कृष्ण's रोल इज वी कांट सी हिम. हमें ये नहीं दिखाई देते उसके अंदर. मतलब कभी कभी तो याद नहीं रहता है, वो नहीं ये तो एक्टिंग है. Can't see him, people can't see him in that role. There's definitely a पुरुषार्थ that has gone into this, whether he agrees or no. मतलब उसके बिना वो हो नहीं सकता है, वो हो नहीं सकता है, क्योंकि आप दिखाई नहीं देते उसके अंदर. आपने सरेंडर कर दिया है, some will come and use me. तो वो फिर people say श्री कृष्ण, they will not say सौरभ. उस रोल में तो नहीं बोलते, उस रोल में नहीं बोलते. और इसीलिए that every word has had an impact, because it has come with that vibration, it has come with that energy. So that surrender has definitely been his पुरुषार्थ. Without that surrender, it wouldn't have happened this way. अभी भी कितने साल हो गए उस सीरियल को?
Almost 14 की
बहुत साल हो गए. लेकिन अभी भी if you just come across it, you just cannot, scroll it away. You cannot. आपको वो चीज़ जो है कैच कर लेते, इसे पकड़ लेते, क्योंकि आपको ये याद नहीं रहता कि ये कोई एक्टर है प्ले कर रहा है. आपको लगता है वो श्री कृष्ण ही आपको कुछ बहुत प्यारा सा सुना रहे हैं, जो आपके आज के दिन में बहुत अच्छे से काम में आने वाला है. It's definitely surrendered the I to play the role.
So
right?
the I has to move out.
You rightly said actually. मैंने कई बार पहले भी ये चीज़ बोली है, बट दिस इज़ अ फैक्ट कि कृष्ण का जो किरदार है वो मुझे लगता ही नहीं कि मैंने प्ले किया है. और हर एक सीन से पहले, इनफैक्ट हर एक शॉट से पहले, आई यूज्ड टू फोल्ड माई हैंड्स, लुक अबव एंड जस्ट से कि जो कछु कीना तू कीना, मैं कछु कीना नहीं, कि जो कर रहे हो आप ही कर रहे हो, मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा. सो अभी भी श्री कृष्ण के लिए जो भी प्यार भी आता है ना, आई जस्ट pass it on to him only, because it's for him. It was through him and it's for him. Yes. It has nothing to do with this.
I think that
so that means
that
the success of the role also has not increased the ego.
Right.
Because करते time भी feel नहीं हुआ कि I am doing it. And then when you get all the name, the fame, the adulation, and when you play a role like that, it's like they will start treating you like so. And that he has remained untouched by it because he knows deep inside, I did not do it. So I'm no one to take credit for it also.
Right, so.
तो वो credit भी surrender हो जाता है ना. So actually then that whole experience is going to be energizing for him.
So the costume you wear, right? Because you said your thing started with that aspiration of a costume. You know, like today अगर हम regular लोग we take life में, right? Morning में gym जाना है तो हम एक gym के कपड़े पहनते हैं. Office जाना है तो I remember my grandfather saying you have to wear a tie to work because you feel when you're coming to work, you're spending time, you feel, I'm accountable for work. So sometimes clothes, evening you're going to a party, you dress differently, You wear a particular outfit. What is the impact of costume or, what we say, right, the clothes we wear, what impact does that have on you as a person?
Didn't we always hear the military uniform?
Yes, police.
See the military uniform,
creates
the police uniform,
discipline.
Doctor ka white coat, nurse. It does. Aap jaise hi you wear that cloth, there is an energy also that gets created with that. That's why we tell people, you want to get connected to the roots of your country, तो वेशभूषा भी देश की होनी चाहिए. वेशभूषा देश की करो, अन्न देश का खाओ, वो करो. Because everything, it's very subtle. We will say like, how does it matter whether I wore this one? But it really matters. It makes a difference. Because Sanskriti, Sanskar, these are all connected words. So Sanskriti, once in a while you're wearing something, okay fine. But every time you're not just thinking कि आप क्या पहन रहे हो, that is also having an impact here. So dress though, yes, 100% it makes a difference. It makes a lot of difference because that dress along with it is bringing a particular energy that what it means to wear this dress, what it means to wear this badge, that automatically karma responsibility आपके साथ में आ गई है, अपने आप आ जाती है.
No, and I think in your case, how different was it being a Vishnu or a Shiva and a Krishna? Because in historical or mythological, all had different messaging and connect with different audiences, right? Many people बोलते हैं मैं शिवा का भक्त हूँ and I will do this on Monday. कोई बोलता है मैं विष्णु भक्त हूँ, कोई बोलता है मैं जय श्री कृष्णा, and so because all of these are ways in which, but when you played that role and you got reaction of audiences, and you must have gone through the scripts, you felt differently. Explain the subtle differences between these, the way you felt it as someone portraying those people.
See, as an actor, you are, like I said, a medium.
Right.
Medium of writer's words, direction of the director, and your personal take on how you're going to perform this particular character. So for Vishnu, largely I used to be in one particular position. So my body was half twisted in that complete Vishnu's pose. And whatever scenes that I got was more of knowing all like Vishnu ji is supposed to be. Like no matter what is happening and he knows all in all everything. Coming to Krishna's character, it was more like a liquid state. He could be anything, anytime, depending on a situation, keeping the center, the intention being for the just. And to do the just, even if it was a little here and there, it doesn't matter because large good is more important than anything else. So it was like a water, flowy thing. When I played Shiva, I felt a complete oneness that यहाँ से यहाँ हिल नहीं सकता इंसान. मतलब you cannot move what you have said, you cannot do anything which you are not supposed to do. It is just unidirectional. There is no multi-directional when I portrayed that particular character. So these were the differences which I felt.
Absolutely. But when you're feeling that, फिर वो संस्कार भी तो create होने लग जाता है ना साथ साथ. So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I think that's the and I think all the three things आपने जो describe here resonate with people because they feel drawn towards it or they feel the lack of it in their life. What is it that creates a connection? that enables you to spend more time, let's say, doing, spiritual or being more mindful about life?
Every family you ask them, they will have one name which is a Kul Devi, Kul Devta. उनके पास नाम होता है, ये मेरी कुल देवी है, ये मेरे कुल देवता है. What is the meaning? ये मेरी कुल है, फैमिली से जोड़ रहे हैं. ये मेरी कुल देवी है, ये मेरे कुल देवता है. It means ये देवी देवता हमारे ancestors थे. They are our ancestors. हम उनकी वंशावली है. वो हमारे पूर्वज हैं. वो हमारे देवी देवता हमारे पूर्वज थे. So देवी देवता is those who lived on this planet Earth with very divine sanskars. वो 16 कला संपन्न, perfect souls. That's why he said it's not mythology, it is history. It is history because it is history. तो सृष्टि चक्र को जब हम देखते हैं, it is सत्युग, त्रेता युग, द्वापर युग, कलयुग. सत्युग is a divine world. It is paradise, heaven. उसमें every soul is divine. Every soul is that 16 कला. So every soul. So then we move on a journey from golden age, silver age, copper age, iron age, which means Satyug se, Treta Yug se, Dwapar Yug se, Kal Yug. But the souls who were there in Satyug, the souls who were there in Satyug, where will be there today? They are also here on that journey. And those souls are also the ancestor souls. So you see, Devi Devta is not just someone we idolize. Devi Devta is someone whom we have a very personal connect with because वो हमारे पूर्वज थे. So we actually look at them as like family. ये मेरे घर की देवी है, ये हमारे कुल की देवी है. It's family. It's not there. It's family. तो वो connect तो बनता ही है. And somewhere we know we want to also be like that divinity, वो purity, वो power हमको अपने में चाहिए. और वो हमें वही सिखा रहे हैं, बस हमें वो अपने अंदर
वहीं से शुरू होता है. And then it carries on from generation to generation.
सत्यनारायण की कथा है, उसमें एक आती है लाइन, नर ऐसी करनी करे जो नर से नारायण बने, नारी से लक्ष्मी बने. So which means नर and नारी means man and woman of today. श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण means the perfect, the highest. तो वो कहता है नर ऐसी करनी करे जो नर से नारायण बने, नारी से लक्ष्मी बने, which means what is the potential of every human soul. So if you don't take care of your potential and you go like this, you are ordinary, nar nari. Today people are saying इंसान नहीं रहा because we've gone below nar nari also because of our karam, because of our sanskar. And ये आप opposite कर दो, you can take yourself elevated. तो वो ऐसे ही बोला नहीं गया है. It is our potential of every human soul. We just have to work on that. So everybody knows, everybody likes that divinity. हमें वो divinity अच्छी लगती है. हमें वो श्री कृष्ण बच्चा बहुत प्यारा लगता है. इसीलिए पहले हम सुनते थे गर्भ में जब आत्मा आती थी तो लोग कहते थे श्री कृष्ण का फोटो देखो ना, वैसा बच्चा आएगा. क्यों? बिकॉज वो कितना अट्रैक्टिव है, उसकी प्योरिटी बहुत अट्रैक्टिव है. सो एवरीबडी वांट्स दैट प्योरिटी, एवरीबडी वांट्स दैट डिविनिटी. लेट्स स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन दैट.
दिस रिमाइंड्स मी ऑफ अ श्लोका जो हमारे स्कूल में होता था असेंबली टाइम में. स्वयं विधाता होए मानव, अंतर में विश्वास जगाओ, चलो ना मिटते पद चिन्हों पर, अपने रास्ते आप बनाओ, अपनी आत्म ज्योति से पुलकित, अपने सूर स्वयं बन जाओ. सो आई फील इट इज सो वेरी ट्रू लाइक यू सेड. जो
जो भी है एक्चुअली इट्स थ्रू योर करनी यू बिकम व्हाट यू डू. आपके भी बच्चे हैं, यू गॉट ट्विंस, बॉय एंड अ गर्ल, 8 year old, राइट. वो हाउ उन्होंने आपके देखे हैं, हाउ डू यू इंस्टिल, how are you thinking your role as a father? We were just talking of taking these values into the next generation. How आप आपके वो रोल को कैसे देखते हैं?
आई थिंक इट इज़ बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल फीलिंग है वो. उसको वर्ड्स में एक्सप्रेस कर पाना बहुत मुश्किल है, लेकिन कोरोना टाइम जो हम सबके जीवन में आया, मैंने उसको भी ब्लेसिंग समझा बिकॉज दैट वाज अ टाइम व्हेन आई spend the most beautiful time with my kids because I was home, we were all at home, और पूरा टाइम दे पाए. बच्चों के साथ एक चीज़ है जो मैं करता हूँ, वो है कि 4 hours करके मेरी एक चीज़ है जिसको मैं उनसे शेयर करता हूँ, उनको बताता हूँ, एंड दे अंडरस्टैंड इट. नाउ दे आर लाइक 7, दे अंडरस्टैंड इट. फर्स्ट hour of the 4 hours is relationship. The second hour is the respect, relationship, respect. and then realization, and then responsibility. So first, to make them understand relationships, be it their friends, teachers, us as parents, they themselves as siblings, and then in the relationship there has to be a respect. In that respect, अगर उनसे कोई गलती हो जाती है, कभी कभी वो बोल देते हैं, या हम भी कभी कभी कुछ बोल देते हैं, तो realization is very important. That is something, अगर वो कुछ भी करते हैं, do you realize that? Only then say sorry is something which I or my wife, we keep on telling them. And then the responsibility, like आपने कर दिया, आपने sorry बोल दिया, but you have to take a responsibility also of the action that you have created. So these are the things which we try to teach them.
No, very nice. I think अगर सारी दुनिया यही करने लगे, we are done, right? Because I think the connection with other people is really what each person's life is about, right? Today, 3 of us are talking, many others will hear. We're all connecting with each other through our words, through our action, and therefore, in the end, it's about certain values, right? Like, so he talks about respect and, reflection on that and taking responsibility. What are some of the other values, that you feel are important to resonate with today's generation and age?
No, with everyone always, but most important is to always remember, prioritize your sanskar and karam first. That is the most important thing of life. That is not being taught to us as priority. जैसे बच्चों को भी ये सिखाएंगे, मतलब संस्कार सिखाते हैं, लेकिन priority, आपके कितने नंबर आए, उसके कितने नंबर आए. So then very soon we start conditioning them to be performance oriented. Then we will award also performances only. स्कूल में किसको प्राइज मिल रहा है? संस्कारों को तो प्राइज कभी नहीं मिला स्कूल के अंदर. स्कूल में किसको प्राइज मिला? ये सब्जेक्ट में 100 on 100, इसमें फर्स्ट आए, इस रेस में फर्स्ट आए. So as a society, we are prioritizing performance, we are awarding performance, and we are talking only about performance, and we are calling only performance as success. So who is successful in today's world? Who has performed well in their profession? Nobody is asking who is the person. So like sanskar is not priority. It is more the performance. So we need to go back to kindergarten again और गर्भ संस्कार तब से स्टार्ट करना है. Because now even when they are expecting a child, हम उसको ये बना देंगे, हम उसको ये बनाएंगे, हम उसको ये. Already thinking about performance again. Performance means what you will do in life, who you are. अगर हम इसको घर से भी स्टार्ट करें, इसको स्कूल से भी स्टार्ट करें कि who is the kind बच्चा here in this class? Who is the honest बच्चा? That बच्चा will get a star. That bacha will get an award at the end of the year. I mean, start talking about sanskar, start valuing values, start awarding it, start appreciating it. And when you start awarding it and appreciating it, everybody will start prioritizing it. But if you're not going to talk about it, if you say like, okay, ये तो आप हो ही ना, मतलब इसके बारे में क्या बात करनी है, then it is something which is not coming on priority list. So then it will be, I want to become this. It doesn't matter if I'm stressed while becoming it. I want to go here. Yeah, that is to another thing. वो तो चलो unethical तो is different. But even I want to come first, doesn't matter I got stressed throughout the year. Doesn't matter I panicked before the exam. This is not life. Life is you perform, but you take care of who you were while you were performing. So successful should not be that just I came first. Success should be I was peaceful and calm and then I performed and then I got these marks. If that is put as a priority, generation will change. We will all change because we are also not prioritizing it. तो संस्कारों को prioritize कर लो, values को value दे दो. नहीं तो people feel it doesn't matter who I am, what I'm doing is what the world is talking about. So we just have to start prioritizing because at the end of the day, my destiny is not created by my performance. My destiny is created by what is going on here while I'm performing. So if I remember that I, the soul, am creating karma and I'm creating sanskar, that is me. That is me. This is what I have achieved. That is permanent. This is temporary. So even now, this cannot give me happiness. This can only give me comfort, name, fame. Happiness, love, peace, I'm getting only from my sanskars and karma. And of course, that 1 second will come when I, the soul, will leave the costume. When we are saying, why is he playing this role? Is this his karma? So where did this karma come from? From a certain karma he has done in some lifetime. So the soul is only going to carry that. everything else will be left behind. So even if you want to look at it logically, this is a short-term business, this is a long-term business. Yeah. Even now this is creating destiny and this is going. 1 second the soul will leave. Everything is left behind. Everything. But you cannot leave behind your karma and your sanskar. That goes with you. So take care of all this, but prioritize this.
So actually valuing values through a life journey is actually helping everybody stay in that zone.
Absolutely.
And not only in school, even today in corporate world. Today when we look at, appraisals and we look at that in the world of business, we reward performance, we reward this, but increasingly, like even we're increasing the component which is done to how have you helped others in your organization become better in what they do? How have you, so I think these are big shifts, and India and Bharat can actually lead the world through these kinds of shifts, right? Which are organizational shifts, I believe, very important for the world to also, accept as we, kind of move forward. But, to your point that you played all these roles, of course, you started with the role your mother played, right? In bringing you, I don't know, I wish we could ask your mother ki when you were, when she was playing, did she ever imagine ki mera bacha okay, he will play the role of Lord Krishna? These kinds of things. Is there a affirmation that somebody else makes, right, in their life that makes you become better? So not only are you valuing values, but you're also conveying that love and affection, and a family unit is probably where it has most impact.
Yes.
Because, you're so much with each other. Have you ever had these conversations?
Yeah, my mother always wanted me to become an engineer.
Achha.
She was hell bent on that. And if not that, then lawyer, because she herself is a lawyer.
Okay.
And I was very sure, I didn't know what I wanted to become, but I knew what I didn't want to become.
Got it.
And these two were one of them. I was very sure I didn't want to become those.
Reverse psychology sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was very clear that these things I don't want. And then this thing just happened.
The power of media today is so strong that at the end of the day, people relate to the media and the content that they consume, right? So you doing that one thing is actually having such a large impact on audiences, in many, many different ways. How do you see the role of media? And you are not one of those people who are spotted in the glamour circles and all those things. So how do you navigate, one is of course the role of media, what do you think, and how do you lead your personal life when it comes to some of these things?
बचपन से ना माँ ने मुझे बहुत ही ऐसे सही और गलत की वैल्यूज़ दी हैं. मतलब वो इतनी ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग है मेरे अंदर कि वो ऐसा नहीं है कि आई इवन हैव अ चॉइस कि मैं ये करूँ या नहीं करूँ. वो नहीं है तो वो नहीं है, तो वो चॉइस ही नहीं है मेरे पास. बिकॉज आई थिंक आई हैव बीन ब्रॉट अप विद दैट काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग विल, वैल्यूज़, एथिक्स. तो ये ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो आई थिंक मुझे काफ़ी मदद करी हैं. आई नो कि बहुत से जब मैं इंडस्ट्री में आया था तो मैंने बहुत ऐसे कैरेक्टर रोल्स भी प्ले किए थे. एंड आई यूज्ड टू सी जो मेन आर्टिस्ट होते हैं, एंड आई यूज्ड टू सी देयर बिहेवियर, हाउ दे यूज्ड टू प्रोजेक्ट देमसेल्व्स. तो मुझे वो देख के लगता था कि ऐसा नहीं बनना है, ये नहीं करना है, दिस इज़ रॉन्ग, एंड आई वाज 18-19 दैट टाइम. एंड इवेंचुअली जब मेरा क्राफ्ट बेटर हुआ तो मुझे मेन लीड रोल्स मिले. एंड देन आई ऑलवेज हैड इन माइंड कि मैं वो चीज़ें ना करूं जो चीज़ें पहले देख के ही मुझे ही अच्छा फील नहीं होता था. सो दोज आर द थिंग्स विच इज़ देयर.
But the impact of media is still high on people, no?
आई थिंक इट इज़. लेकिन मीडिया का इम्पैक्ट भी मुझे वही लगता है कि जो मीडिया देख रहा है उसका लेवल ऑफ थिंकिंग, वाइब्रेशन, स्थिति उस टाइम पे वो किस सोच में है. ये मुझे बहुत लगता है कि मुझे ये भी लगता है कि मीडिया को एज एन एंटरटेनमेंट भी देखना चाहिए. मुझे ये नहीं लगता कि आपने अगर कैमरे पे कुछ देख रहे हो तो आपको सिर्फ कुछ सीखना ही है. देयर इज़ अ एंटरटेनमेंट वैल्यू ऑल्सो इन इट, बट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि ये एक एंटरटेनमेंट है. You don't have to pass your judgment related to the entertainment that is being given to you through camera or through whatever platform. So I think वो responsibility खाली देने वाले के लिए नहीं है, responsibility वो लेने वाले के लिए भी है. So that I think we need to understand.
So if you disconnect yourself or create a gap between yourself and the consumption of content as entertainment, does it not then affect you, or it still affects you? Because you say it still affects.
It still affects. Because the quantity of content is very high right now. See, if I watch, let's say when we started with media, what did we start watching first? Half an hour, one episode in a day. नहीं, first तो it was once in a week. तो वो Thursday वो program आएगा, Friday वो Sunday. So now you watch what is the impact of media? So that you watched half an hour, now you will watch it after 7 days, that half an hour, right? Or you watch one on Sunday, now you will watch. So, but in that 1 week, it's like if you want to eat junk food, let's samosa khana hai. हफ्ते में एक बार खा लो, it's fine. It's not really going to harm you too much. But then we started getting one episode daily. So that means one samosa daily, not once a week. Will it create an impact? It will create an impact more. Now it's not one episode daily. Now it is like this. Watching. So then it is like eating 6-8 samosas in a day. So it will make a difference. So it is quality of content, but it is also quantity of content. And you are not giving your mind the space also without content, because the minute you're free, you're again picking up the phone and you are doing this. So that is when that impact starts increasing. So quality of content and quantity of content. We would also watch crime shows or thrillers back then in college and school. How many? Once in 2-3 months. It won't have that much content effect. You watched it, there is a little, next day morning forgotten. But here there's not forgetting. Next series, next episode, that also has an impact. So that then we have to be careful. How much can I, the human mind, how much can I remain detached with it? अंदर तो वो चला ही गया. But अब वो अंदर जाने के बाद, उसके बाद, if you will keep absorbing it, it has an impact. So take care of quantity first, and also then take care of quality.
I think the quantity is a very important part, and therefore the kind of content you absorb, and the way people know you, like especially in your case, right? People have seen you in many ways, in many avatars, in many different kinds of things, and they've known you in a particular way. But tell us something about yourself that people don't know, जो लोगों को पता नहीं है.
I think बहुत से लोग ये नहीं जानते कि वो 9 साल का बच्चा जो था, जो सौरभ उस टाइम पे था, he always thought कि I should be accepted in this new family. So I used to do everything possible to be accepted, even if it was at the cost of self-respect or it was due to any other thing. But I would always make sure the other person is above me at that point of time. And it took a lot of time and lot of I think self-awareness to let that thing go कि I don't have to please everybody around just to be accepted. So that is one thing which I think I learned after a long time.
But at least that awareness was there, to see that this sanskar got created because of a particular scene that's come in our life. Because many of us will have this sanskar. Many of us are doing a lot to just please people. अंदर कुछ और है, लेकिन फिर भी कर रहे हैं because to please people, because we need their validation.
Or to fit in, with
the same
certain
thing. To fit in. So that validation के लिए. But the beauty is to be able to see that sanskar and then to be able to work on it and change that sanskar. That is the power. Not that let it remain your programming for the rest of your life.
As we've been discussing, at the end of the day, it all comes down to you as an individual making, the right choices and being able to reflect, on this. It's been such a wonderful conversation. We go into our last segment, Saurabh, which is about a mindful minute. I'll ask you a few questions and, both of you, and we'll just try and see if we can get a crisp answer from you. So maybe to begin with, Saurabh, what's your life purpose? आपका life purpose क्या है?
I think I'm still searching, and एक तो definitely है that I've got so much of love from people and I want to give it back in whatever capacity I can. So that is definitely there.
I think in your case we all know, but what is your life's purpose?
Life purpose is to always take care of every karam. That is the purpose. Just creating attention is only on the karam and sanskar. That then automatically in the doing what has to happen will happen. उसके लिए कोई purpose नहीं create किया हुआ. Flowing with what is coming. The purpose is just here, radiating that right karam and sanskar.
As an actor, you have played many roles and you have influenced lives. So somewhere you feel that you now have the power to influence. Do you feel powerful?
No, not powerful, but I feel responsible, yes. Especially for the characters that I've done, I do feel responsible. And I do feel कि अभी मैं वो character play नहीं कर रहा हूँ, that doesn't mean कि मेरी responsibility ख़त्म हो गई है. I think now there are more eyes on me. I feel there are more people watching me as Sourabh also. So I feel more responsible, yes.
What is power?
Power is the power that you have on your own self, your own mind. That is Shakti. जो starting में एक word आया था ना, स्थिति. वो स्थिति ठीक रही, this is also power. In every situation you are calm, this is your power. So it's soul power actually, not power of role or position, but it is soul power.
I have to keep going back a little bit. कि भगवद गीता में से बहुत से lessons थे, right? Is there any particular lesson that resonated with you through the whole portrayal of Krishna?
एक बहुत ही छोटी सी लाइन है और उसका मीनिंग अगर हम दो तरह से देख सकते हैं, लेकिन उसका डीपर मीनिंग अगर खोजेंगे तो बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल है. वो लाइन है कि जो व्यक्ति ये जान लेता है कि वो स्वयं कुछ नहीं करता, उसी के हाथों को ही महत्व का कार्य हो पाता है. सो आई रियली बिलीव इन दैट I was a medium, I am a medium, and it's actually him doing everything. So फालतू में कोई अपना वो प्रेशर और वो सब लेने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Egoism, surrender, yeah. And what is the biggest Kurukshetra? What's the biggest battlefield, and what's the biggest challenge that people face today when you meet many people?
कुरुक्षेत्र यहाँ चलता है, कौरव भी यहाँ है और पांडव भी यहाँ है. बस श्री कृष्ण को साथ में यहाँ रख लो तो जीत जाएंगे. Which means आपकी vices, that is the negative element energy. आपकी purity, आपका धर्म, so पांडव is representing the धर्म. So आपके अंदर जो, क्योंकि एक आवाज़ तो आपको बोल रही है कि ये सही नहीं है, ये नहीं है, लेकिन आपके पास वो शक्ति नहीं है उसको implement करने के लिए. तो परमात्मा को अपना साथी बनाओ, उसकी शिक्षाओं पर चलो. What is Mahabharata teaching us? Shri Krishna was teaching and Arjun was listening and imbibing. So Arjun means जो अर्जित करता है, जो उस चीज़ को अर्जित कर लिया. So we are all Arjun. We are all Arjun. परमात्मा जो सिखा रहे हैं, just imbibe that. That is our shiksha, that is our Srimad, and bring that into your every karam. Then you are living your karam on your dharam. Dharam means the quality, the purity, the divinity of the soul. So the battlefield is here. कौरव कुछ बोलेंगे, लेकिन पांडवों को ध्यान रखना है कि शिक्षा जो मिल रही है उससे ही इस पर जीत पाई जाती है. Don't let the negative thoughts in you overpower the pure ones. And always to remember, don't look at the world. कौरव बहुत सारे थे, पांडव सिर्फ 5 थे. कौरव के पास बहुत कुछ था, सेना थी, शस्त्र थे, सब कुछ था. पांडवों के पास भगवान साथ में, बस जहाँ वो शक्ति है ना साथ में, that's the way to live life.
Keep the power in you and with you. Yeah. So the last question is, you had many fan interactions. You must be having fans. Which is that one interaction or a fan who has deeply moved you in a particular way?
Like I said पहले भी कि मैं एक से दूसरा वो नहीं बोलना चाहूँगा. It's just the love that I get.
No, but one specific interaction that when I asked this question, what is the first interaction amongst all that comes to your mind?
It definitely came to the memory while I was shooting in Umargaon, and there was this new mother who had come with a baby, and she was right outside my makeup room that time. And when I opened, she was right there, and she looked at me and she just said, आप बेबी को उठा के कि आप इसका नाम रखिए. So that was one.
May I ask what name you kept for that baby?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh,
I said कि आप उनकी मम्मी हैं, and it's completely your
This
thing.
is beautiful. This is such a beautiful sanskar. If someone else can place you there, But you always remember, no, you connect there.
And you will give the name.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Beautiful sanskar. What that?
You're also, in a way, you have a lot of fans. I've been with you and people come up to you. What is that one interaction you remember the most through all of this? I know you have so many, but one that comes to your mind.
No, actually, people will come with two things. Either coming to share something about themselves. So obviously then it's there. And the other thing is to share what change they have created in their life. It's always these two things.
And many will come to you and, shower their praise or, what they do on you particularly. I mean, obviously different things touch you, right? Or maybe they make some comment about you in particular. Is there something that
if I may just add on,
yeah?
Was there anybody who moved you?
Yeah.
Moved me definitely happens when I hear about their transformation. And I hear what magical power a human mind has, that they can actually shift their life from just yesterday. I was talking to a couple who lost their child. The child chose not to live. So this is this is the toughest thing that can happen in someone's life. But, the power I could see and the dignity and the understanding with which they were holding themselves, and also with that intention कि नहीं, they just kept asking me, आप बताते जाओ, हमें उसको क्या blessing भेजनी है, हमें उसके लिए क्या बोलना है, हमें उसको ये क्या, not thinking about their pain. They were so much like, हमें उसके लिए क्या करना है. So this is the power of every human being. And every time you meet someone, you say like, yeah, how much all of us have power and how much we can make chaos out of such petty things in our life. They've just lost everything and then they're saying हमें उसके लिए क्या करना है. So ये जो देवताई संस्कार होते हैं ना, देने वाले संस्कार, this is there with everybody.
Beautiful.
Everyone has it, but हम अपने आसुरी संस्कार को उसके ऊपर कर लेते हैं. So every soul has divine sanskars. Every soul we have now created our asuri sanskar also. So let the divinity win over the asur inside. इसीलिए असुर नीचे दिखाते हैं ना, पैर के नीचे देवी के असुर है और देवी ऊपर है. So असुर को अपने नीचे करना है पैर के. So that is the part.
I'm sorry, but I wanted to understand. Do soul can have asuri sanskar also?
संस्कार सोल के ही होते हैं. So if I am creating anger, that is my asuri sanskar. If I am creating hurt, that is any sanskar which is depleting soul power, like you said, the need to be accepted, the need to please, this is also depleting me. So we will call it an asuri sanskar, मतलब a vice. So वो जो विचार सागर मंथन आपने कहा ना, सागर मंथन का क्या था कि एक तरफ असुर और एक तरफ देवताएं, so खींच रहे हैं उसको उसमें से. So this is what happens here inside. Your one thought will say, no, do this. The other thought will say, no, not like this, like this. So wo andar, that's why I said the Mahabharata is inside. So just hold Paramatma with you. So Paramatma will say, not like this, and now just do it. Become that Arjun and do it. Just become that Arjun and do it. That's why Shrimat, जो श्रेष्ठ मत होती है उसको श्रीमत बोला जाता है. तो वो श्रीमत पर चलो तो आपका हर धर्म एंड कर्म will be aligned with each other. It's easy to live there.
We say, आत्मा is परमात्मा का अंश, ऐसा बोलते हैं. तो that is why I asked you this question कि इसमें हमारे जो
आत्मा परमात्मा का बच्चा है. एंड आत्मा के पास सारे वो गुण हैं, संस्कार हैं जो परमात्मा के. इसलिए हम कहते हैं वो प्यार का सागर है, वो शांति का सागर है. बट हम भी प्रेम स्वरूप आत्मा है, हम भी शांत स्वरूप आत्मा है. लेकिन परमात्मा doesn't come under the cycle of birth and death. आत्मा comes in the cycle of birth and death. And उसमें जब हम ध्यान नहीं रखते हैं तो हम कुछ और संस्कार भी बना लेते हैं. Like pleasing people was not your sanskar. You created it, but then you again changed it. So who created the sanskar? Atma created that sanskar. So even if it was for 1 year, but we created that asuri sanskar. Asuri means depletion sanskar. You realized it and changed it. But sometimes we are not realizing. And we are continuing to create lower vibrational sanskars. So we have to win over our vices. So the virtues will win over the vices. मतलब वो देवताई संस्कार असुरी संस्कार पर जीत पाएंगे. श्रीमत लेके चलना है.
The Atma can become the Paramatma through the right choice in a way.
परमात्मा की तरह. आत्मा परमात्मा नहीं बन सकती. आत्मा परमात्मा की तरह. Because we are children. बिल्कुल उस वाइब्रेशन के समीप पहुंच सकते हैं, लेकिन परमात्मा तो एक है, आत्माएं बहुत सारी हैं.
Lovely. What a wonderful conversation, where we've had the various learnings from different, the highest soul consciousness to varied ways in which society works. So many different stakeholders, so many different thoughts. Thank you so much, Sourabh, for being here.
But I was to ask one question.
Sure, of course, please do. Yeah.
May I?
Yes, absolutely.
It is
we'll end with that.
Not for me particularly, but there is something which has been troubling me, my mind from last 2-3 days, Didi. एक incident हुआ, but I'm not going to name or whatever. But in general, I'm going to ask you that in somebody's comes into a situation where that person is seeking a justice, and justice में ही जहाँ पे वो जा रहा है वहाँ पे injustice है बहुत ज़्यादा, and because of that the person had to take his life because he could not bear it. So जो आम लोग हैं जो इस situation में आते हैं जहाँ पे वो justice के लिए जाते हैं, वो सही है या गलत है वो तो उन्हीं को डिसाइड करना है, उन्हीं को देना है, लेकिन वहाँ पे ही इनजस्टिस इतना हो रहा है कि जस्टिस मिलने की तो देर की बात है, लेकिन वो सिचुएशन ऐसी क्रिएट हो जाती है कि आदमी बिल्कुल बेबस हो जाता है. तो ऐसे में वो अपनी स्थिति कैसे मेंटेन रखे?
ऑलवेज टू रिमेंबर ये दो तरह के लॉज हैं. वन इज़ लॉ ऑफ कंट्री एंड द अदर इज़ लॉ ऑफ कर्मा. अगर आपको कभी लग भी रहा है कि लॉ इज़ नॉट वर्किंग इन योर फेवर, द जस्टिस इज़ नॉट वर्किंग इन योर फेवर, ऑलवेज टू रिमेंबर कर्म तो हमेशा ही काम करेगा. अगर किसी ने कर्म सही नहीं किया है, ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, ये परिणाम नहीं आएगा. हर कर्म का परिणाम है, हर कर्म का परिणाम है. सो कभी सिचुएशन वाइज या जो भी ऐसा हुआ कि वहाँ जस्टिस नहीं भी आपको मिली, अदरवाइज जस्टिस इन कर्मा इज ऑलवेज फेयर विद एवरीबडी.
उस सिचुएशन में इंसान को, ह्यूमन बीइंग को अपना माइंड पे कैसे कंट्रोल रखना चाहिए कि वो ऐसा स्टेप ना ले जैसा इस इंसान ने लिया?
दैट्स व्हाट ना, क्योंकि आप जस्टिस ढूंढ रहे थे लेकिन साथ साथ आपने यहाँ नहीं ध्यान रखा, मतलब जिसने नहीं किया, तो वो चीज़ का इम्पैक्ट हमारे पर इतना पा गया कि हम अपने मन के ऊपर काबू हमने खो दिया. बट वो भी तो सही नहीं हुआ ना. दैट वाज नॉट राइट. So this also we need to understand. A soul choosing to leave. Everybody needs to think of this. But कई बार ये हो सकता है कि why that person did it, what is happening now, what we are seeing, some people are going through depression. And they also don't know, and sometimes family also doesn't know. Depression का symptom है suicidal thoughts. Suicidal thoughts बहुत आते हैं depression के अंदर. So sometimes it's not the situation which was the cause of the suicide. Person was going through a depression and then a situation came. So that depressive feeling increased and that suicidal thoughts just troubled me for some time and nobody was there that time to take over. Majority cases, the suicide is because it was depression, but which was not diagnosed. Very rarely it is one situational suicide. No. It is the state of the mind was going through something which was not taken care of medically also. That's why.
Yeah, I think there's so many conversations, in these real day lives, real day problems, real day challenges, every family, every person goes through. But I hope this session of ThinkRight podcast has helped many others, to look at through your journey, Saurabh, many aspects of their own lives and see how, we can create a better society together. So again, thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Shivani.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too can start or enhance your mindfulness journey using the ThinkRight app on iOS and Android store. It's got a huge number of daily affirmations, daily journeys, daily meditations that will enable us to hold your hand as you move in this transformative journey of life.